The exhibition's theme is modern high-rise, exploring Hong Kong through architecture. Through this expo, we want to show that Hong Kong has more to offer than just high-rise buildings.
The characteristics of this project are unique in Hong Kong, restoring both the buildings and the community.
Conservation is not only about retaining the building's appearance, but also preserving its space.
Lai Chi Wo is a village with more than 100 years of history. The villagers have always relied on its natural resources, which is actually a good example of sustainable living. As Lai Chi Wo is in a remote area of Hong Kong and the city is in the process of urbanization, the village can still retain its original style.
Carly Lui, Jai Yip and Tommy Lau, along with 25 other young professionals, are taking part in the Hong Kong Institute of Architects' first ever architectural exhibition, More Than High Rise, Exploring Hong Kong Through Architecture, which is being held in Japan as part of the Hong Kong Week in Tokyo.
The exhibit is a scale model of Lai Chi Wo. We want to present its original appearance.
The hacker culture can be distinguished by distinct architecture, such as the traditional Chinese roof tiles and brick walls. Lai Chi Wo is a prime example of a walled hacker village with its 9 narrow horizontal lanes and 3 vertical lanes. More than 100 years ago, Lai Chi Wo remained poor until a feng shui expert recommended that a wall be built around it to retain wealth and ward off bad luck.
When you look at the model, you can see the feng shui forest at the back, the river and fields in the front, and houses in various states and condition. So you can get a complete picture of Lai Chi Wo.
Tommy added that when he began work on the model, some villagers took the group on a tour of the entire hacker village and introduced them to every detail and explained the meaning behind each lane.
Japan and Hong Kong are facing similar problems. Japan has many abandoned villages. Volunteers want to help by repairing the old buildings. Of course, there are several conservation strategies. We share with them the Hong Kong way of doing it.
Hong Kong and Japan both have historical buildings. Whether to demolish or save them is a dilemma everybody is facing. For this project, Hong Kong is trying to save them so they can remain in the collective memory.
Kenneth has worked on conserving the Blue House tenement building cluster in Wan Chai.
In such a small area, you can see 3 different styles of old tenement buildings, and this is priceless. This bridge connects the 3 tenements, making it convenient for residents to come and go. Neighbors can also communicate better. This kind of architectural feature is quite valuable. The roof tiles are also uncommon in Hong Kong's urbanized environment.
We kept these 2 buildings and added an exhibition hall called the Cube. This multifunctional hall allows different designers to set up medium to large-scale expos.
16 groups of exhibits by 28 institute members will feature in Tokyo, including PMQ, which is the former police married quarters revitalized to become a dynamic arts, design and cultural centre. William says one side of the model depicts a police officer's family life, such as how their children would play in the corridors or how families would have meals on the terrace, while the other side demonstrates how PMQ is currently being used, including how designers use the space for their exhibits.
It's just like a timeline of history. Everyone will get the big picture by looking at it.
The exhibition runs until November 11th and was opened by Chief Executive Carrie Lam on October the 31st during her trip to Japan. Project leader Vincent Ng noted that Hong Kong's iconic urban landscape is well known for its many skyscrapers. But what he wants to showcase is that apart from high-rises, there are a lot of old and historic buildings which have been conserved. Vincent added that through their exhibits, the participants can introduce a different side of Hong Kong and showcase their ideas on its history, culture and daily life.